Hi, I'm Belinda,
I'm Michala.
and we're the Weird Sisters. Thanks for joining us again tonight on our third little podcast here.
A little potty.
Our little baby. Tonight we're going to be doing...
A psychopath test.
So are you a psychopath?
Probably.
I'd say so. Yeah.
We're going to find out
Let's find out.
whether or not we're clinically psychopaths. So, we just Googled psychopath test and used the first one that popped up from Psych Central. Oh yeah, we'll link it in the description. The instructions say, this quiz is designed to help give you some idea about whether or not you may be a psychopath or sociopath, or have psychopathic tendencies. This quiz is not meant to diagnose psychopathy or tell you definitively whether or not you're a psychopath. Sure. But it will give you a pretty good idea based upon the research. For each item, indicate how much you agree or disagree with the statement. Take your time and answer truthfully for the most accurate results. We're going to be doing this at the same time.
Okay, so we're gonna actually tick the boxes as we go.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So, read out the questions.
Okay.
So, first question. Most would describe me as charming and nonchalant. I can turn my charm on and off like a faucet.
Are we saying them or just clicking them?
I reckon we say them.
Okay. Well, I'm not very charming.
Yeah. So the options are not me. This describes me somewhat, and this is definitely me. So I'm going to say not me.
We're both pretty certain that we're not charming.
No.
Okay.
We're not. It hasn't worked.
What?
It doesn't like you.
I've
Because mine
clicked
goes
it.
like this. Mine gives me a little tick for what I've clicked.
Oh.
Why doesn't yours work?
Oh no! Look, it says.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Do you want to do the next question?
No, you can read them out.
Okay.
I'll let you do the reading.
Right. I do what I want, when I want, the moment the impulse strikes me, regardless of what others want.
All right. Well, you see, I am very
You are.
impulsive, but I'm not going to do it if it's going to affect. Like I'm talking about, I'm impulsive. Like I'm gonna go and paint the house tomorrow. Not like I'm gonna
so
go
I would say for you,
do something irresponsible.
it would be, this describes me somewhat.
All right, somewhat for me.
I would probably say not me.
Yeah, you're like no.
Yours does not.
Mine does not like it.
Yours?
Mine is not ticking
It's
the
not
boxes.
working. Hang on, I can do it on the computer for you if you want.
All right, do it on the computer for me because mine's not accepting my
You
answers.
can still look at them on your phone though.
All right.
And I'll just tick them for you.
All right. Cool.
So for the first question, if this doesn't want to lag, holy shit. So
Not
you
me.
said not me for nonchalant.
Definitely not a charmer.
Oh my goodness. And then
Somewhat.
just you for impulsive.
Alright.
Right. Next question. If something goes wrong or turns out badly, it's not my fault.
All right. Well.
I mean, look, this is debatable.
It is debatable, isn't it? Because
As it turns out, it depends on the situation. It says if something goes wrong or turns out badly, it's not my fault. So that could be anything.
Yeah.
If it's not my fault, then it's not my fault.
yeah, if it is my fault,
Then it is
my fault.
Like
So I guess what would we say for that one? Like
the middle. Yeah,
somewhat.
I'd say it's somewhat because
Of course, if you say it doesn't, you're a liar. Like if you say, and if you say
it does,
then you're a liar too.
Well, yeah, but you might just feel bad about everything all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's debatable.
Yeah, these are going to be a bit.
They're subjective.
They're very subjective.
Which is probably half the problem. Alright. I've gotten into legal or criminal trouble as an adult, not just a speeding or parking ticket. Not me. I mean, not that I'm a good citizen. I'm just,
But we're not.
I just don't break the law.
We're just not naughty.
No, I just don't break the law. And that's talking about hard crime.
Yeah.
Armed robberies and shit.
Yeah, definitely not.
Which is what psychopaths do.
I'm easily the best at what I do, bar none. Nobody could ever take my place. Well, I think I'm like the shittest person in the world, so like...
I'm so good. Yeah, not me, bro.
No.
Not me. That's not how I feel. I do whatever I feel like doing, and I don't care what others think, or even if it's illegal.
Yeah, again, not me.
Look, not me. I don't break the law.
But I do stupid stuff, like funny stupid stuff all the time.
Do. And you might break the law.
Like,
bend the law, I guess.
Like being stupid, but like not ever...
Not serious.
I'm not doing it to like hurt anybody or
maliciously.
I'm just doing it to be funny.
Yeah. Every person for themselves. I don't see the point in feeling sorry for other people and have no desire to help others. I mean, not me.
Not me. I'm all down for helping people out when you can.
Yeah. I quite enjoy it. I think that it's quite important.
Yes, I totally agree. It's not something I'd be not doing.
So it looks like we might not be psychos.
Maybe we're not psychos. Maybe we're just friggin' goody two-shoesers.
Maybe we're too good. I've gotten into legal or criminal trouble when I was a teenager, not just a speeding or parking ticket.
No.
So, yeah, again, not
boring.
Me. I mean, I wouldn't say boring. Just didn't get caught.
Just didn't, yeah.
You know? It's fine.
It's fine.
I have no problem or concern in lying in order to get what I want. Well, not me. I don't tell little fibbies.
No, I'm not going to lie to get what I want.
No.
No, I just go without for my whole life.
Oh, I definitely tell little lies so people believe me, my stories. Funny stories.
I think everybody tells little lies.
I get that from Dad though.
But
yeah, but I tell funny fabricated stories like Dad does.
Yeah.
Make shit up.
But that's alright. Like that's not what they're insinuating here.
Yeah, this chair is so creaky.
It is very creaky, isn't it?
And I can't sit still on it. Alright. Live in the moment is what I say. The future will take care of itself, and learning from the past is pointless.
Again.
Completely disagree, because all I think about is the future. And what's going to happen next. I don't live in the moment at all.
Yeah.
And the past, you know, it's always on your mind.
It's always on your mind.
It's always there.
And I've actually learned a lot from the past. So
you should.
Damn straight you should. Like if you don't, you're a bit of a dumb shit.
You're a psychopath.
Yeah.
Well.
Again, not me for those ones.
Yes. I never feel remorse, shame, or guilt about something I've said or done. Not me.
No, that shit will eat me up.
I will think about the weird thing I said in the middle of the night for the rest of my life.
Yeah, the weird thing you said in primary school.
Yes.
To a stranger.
Yes.
And you lay awake at night going, why did I do that? I'm such a bad person. Yeah.
Or just like, that was so awkward and I'm so uncomfortable. And it happened a year ago.
I've got to find that person and apologise.
I can never face them ever again. See them in the street, they're going to remember me.
Hide!
I don't see the point in taking on responsibilities of any kind. They just weigh you down.
Wow, again, definitely not me.
Yeah, not me. I wish it was me. I wish I could just be like, fuck you, you do it. You do it yourself. Alright, that is the end of the test, the quiz. It's quite short and not very specific.
It's a very short one, isn't it?
So, not sure how accurate this is going to be. But let's get results. Alright, let's do yours first.
I think they're exactly the same, aren't they?
No psychopathy.
Oh.
Total score is 2 out of 24.
Oh.
Results of the psychopathy quiz. You answered the quiz consistent with people who would not generally be considered a psychopath by research methods currently used in quick screen for psychopathy in the population. Common myth. While many people believe that psychopathy is more prevalent among CEOs and Wall Street bankers, this is a myth, not supported by any research. While on the surface it may seem that many of the symptoms and traits of psychopathy might lend themselves to positions of great power, the two are not synonymous. One of the problems is that psychopaths tend to be pretty quickly outed for their antisocial behaviours because the charm is purely superficial and easily detected over time with greater exposure to a psychopath. Right, so scoring.
Yep.
How many questions are there? I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12?
12 questions.
Okay. Then how is it scoring 0 to 12? No psychopathy.
I don't know.
Maybe this somewhat describes me as like worth 1 point. Because you click 2, this somewhat describes me.
Oh, yep, maybe.
Right. So 0 to 12, no psychopathy.
Okay.
13 to 17, psychopathy, probably. And 18 plus, psychopathy, likely.
Oh.
Psychopathy, I think, is actually how you say it. Pardon my pronunciation. But yeah, so you're at the very low end.
Oh, look at that.
Not a psychopath.
Not a psycho.
Alright, let's get mine. Oh, shock horror. No, psychopathy.
No, zeros are...
1 out of 24.
1 out of 24. Look at you
so
go.
I'm less a psychopath than you.
Yeah, well, I am pretty wild.
You're pretty crazy.
Call me Wild Bill.
Wild Bill.
No, they don't, but you know. If anyone's giving out nicknames, I'll take Wild Bill.
Making up your own nicknames. So learn more about psychopathy. A person suffering from psychopathy is something that mental health professionals might typically diagnose as antisocial personality disorder. You hear that a lot. Someone with this kind of personality disorder typically experiences 4 or more of the following symptoms: failure to conform to social norms, deceitfulness, impulsivity, irritability and aggressiveness, a reckless disregard for other people's safety, consistent irresponsibility, and a lack of remorse. Yeah, I mean, you see it in all the crime shows. Lack of remorse is huge.
Yeah.
Impulsivity.
Yeah.
Reckless disregard. And aggressiveness and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, definitely stand out. I can actually picture a few people I know that would fit into that category, which is pretty scary.
Well, you never know. You never know. Oh, learn more. Why do people become psychopaths? Oh, we're just going to learn so much. It's very, very credible, very informational
Psych Central
website. Hey,
website.
Well, it says medically reviewed by Scientific Advisory Board, written by Rick Norett. I don't know how to say your name, brother. But it's a PhD, and it was on March 17, 2018.
Okay, so it's fairly relevant. Fairly.
Yeah, apparently it's good. Apparently it's factual.
Factual psychopathy test.
100% take it with a grain of salt.
Oh, yeah.
But you never know. Listen to... Okay, so this is an ad at the top of the website. Listen to the Inside Schizophrenia podcast. No, thank you. Why would you want to inside schizophrenia when they're already inside your brain?
Oh, I feel so sorry for schizophrenics.
Oh, it would be horrendous.
It would be absolutely horrendous.
Honestly.
It'd just be like torture.
Well, you wouldn't know what was real.
Nope. You'd be second guessing everything.
Why do people become psychopaths? Are there more psychopaths these days? Or are we just more aware of the offenders? Is the condition genetically predetermined, or does the behaviour develop based upon experiences? New research suggests the former, as Vanderbilt University scientists have discovered the brains of psychopaths appear to be wired to keep seeking a reward at any cost.
Right.
So they reckon that you're born a psychopath. I don't know.
I'm not sure about that. I think it's a bit of nurture and nature really, isn't it?
I reckon, because, you know, you see it. People don't always grow up to be what you think they will.
No. And 2 people can live in exactly the same, be born of the same family, live in exactly the same conditions, and one becomes a psychopath and the other one becomes a priest. Yeah. I mean, that probably is not a really good comparison there. But,
it's
you know,
like
one's...
priests are pretty fucked up too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But, like, I mean, one can turn out to be amazing.
Will lead a very good, full healthy
life.
Normal life. And the other will be a crazy person.
Psychopath.
Sorry, crazy is probably not the right term.
No.
I don't mean it like that. I just more mean like...
Yeah.
They'll be a psychopath.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's
I definitely
disagree with that.
But, you know...
Like, because I've got a degree in...
Oh, like, I know. I'm an expert in this.
I've got a degree
honestly.
in most things. So, I do have a very valid opinion.
Yeah.
Very educated opinion. And, yeah.
Well, it says, like, psychopaths are often thought of as cold-blooded criminals who take what they want without thinking about consequences. Again, they're also just normal, everyday people, too.
Yep.
Like, just, like, yes, cold-blooded killers are psychopaths, but not all psychopaths are cold-blooded killers, you know?
Yeah,
like, all cold-blooded killers are, like, a psychopath, sociopath, something like that.
Yeah. But not all psychopaths and sociopaths are cold-blooded killers. Exactly.
Like,
there's plenty that
they're not.
They haven't taken that step.
No, and I think it's the same for everything. Like,
yeah,
there are extremes.
Yeah, definitely.
We found that a hyper-reactive dopamine reward system may be the foundation for some of the most problematic behaviours associated with psychopathy, such as violent crimes, recidivism, and substance abuse.
So because they get those...
Yeah, they get that hit of dopamine.
And... then they're chasing it forever by doing those repetitive bad behaviours. Yeah,
because they want it. They still don't really tell you why people are psychopaths, but anyway. Impulsivity, heightened attraction to reward, and risk-taking are closely linked with violent and criminal aspects of psychopathy. Which is, yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, so they have a lack of sensitivity to punishment, lack of fear. Yeah, they do. But those traits are not particularly good predictors of violent or criminal behaviour. Yes.
Agree.
They have a strong draw towards... Yeah, we know. Strong draw towards rewards. Yeah, so they have... Their draw to reward overwhelms their sense of risk.
Yeah. So that outweighs everything, so
they don't care. It's as if, like, when they see that there's a reward for something, their brain just, like, shuts off all other aspects. It's like tunnel vision.
Yeah. So in the case of the person I'm thinking of, maybe it wasn't completely their choice. If their brains are wired like what they just said, like they have this tunnel vision and only focus on the reward, regardless of the risk taking and the violence and the all the other little bits that go along with it. Maybe they can't be fully held accountable.
Well,
like, if they've got no...
I think it's, again, like, on a spectrum. So, like...
Oh, yeah.
You know, not everybody will have the same level of clouded judgment. Like I said, not all psychopaths are cold-blooded killers.
Exactly.
And often, well, like, they still know that what they're doing is wrong. They still know that what they're doing is harmful. They just don't care. It just doesn't register with them.
They just don't give a shit about.
It doesn't. They don't have the remorse.
It doesn't deter them at all.
Yeah, they don't have the remorse that
everybody else does.
Yeah, a healthy brain, healthy dopamine levels and that sort of stuff, and whatever else affects it. Have.
Yeah.
They don't see that, so like they know that stabbing and killing all those people isn't a good thing. They just don't care. They just think that what I want and need is more important
than
their life or
of anyone else.
Whatever. So
it's creepy to think about people that don't have those responses, that don't have...
Yeah.
Like, how scary is that?
That's why they kill people.
Yeah, no shit, but like, when you really think about it though, it's like...
that there are people out there
that don't feel those emotions and that don't don't care about anything.
Well, it's like bizarre to think that people live their lives without being anxious about stuff. Like, who've never felt what it's like to feel like anxiety. Yeah. Like besides normal everyday levels. Yeah. They don't know what it feels like, and it's bizarre.
Yeah, that have no.
Yeah, they just can't.
They have no real
conceptualize
emotion.
That.
Yeah.
Because it's not something they've ever.
They're not wired that way.
You know. Oh, now they're telling us about some experiment they did. I don't really care. I don't really care. I just don't care about experiments. Okay, that's the end of that. Apparently, doesn't tell me anything. Why do people become psychopaths? I'd like to know.
I'd like to know too. I'd like to know
because I think it is a bit of nurture. Like it is obviously nurture too. Because there's always like these predetermining factors, like abandonment, all that sort of stuff in their life too. Yeah. And I mean, you just have to watch one episode of Criminal Minds to figure that out. That's why I'm such an expert.
I love Criminal Minds.
Because I've watched it all. I'm going to marry Spencer Reid.
Spencer Reid is actually quite cute, isn't he?
Yes.
Like at the start of the show.
Matthew Gray Gubler is a beautiful, beautiful man.
At the start of the show, he's like pretty dorky, but then he just gets like cute dorky.
Nah, he's cute as.
Yeah.
He's always been a cute little nerd. I just look at him up on Google Images.
There he is.
He's a cute little dude. Look at him. Look at little Matthew. Beautiful boy. Alright. What is the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath? While psychopaths are classified as people with little or no conscience, sociopaths do have a limited, albeit weak, ability to feel empathy and remorse.
Right.
Psychopaths can and do follow social conventions when it suits their needs. Well, going to another very reputable, very researched,
very well-mined
website that was the first search result on Google. Although it does say it's medically reviewed by Daniel B. Block, MD.
There you go.
So, clearly it's
reputable.
It's fact.
Yep.
Okay, so sociopath is used for people without consciences. To the label that's tossed out. Yeah, psychopath and sociopath are often just thrown out there into the world. Just, we really do use that word very liberally.
Oh, just like a narcissist. Like everybody calls everybody a narcissist.
People learn a new word
and just apply it to everyone.
It's like people keep, like, for a long time there, everyone was like talking about gaslighting. Yeah. And that this person is gaslighting me. And I'm like, you do not understand what the meaning of the word is, because what you're saying is not true. We've gone off track because I'm going to look up, so just so I can read out a definition for everyone, what gaslighting actually is. Yeah,
do that.
Because it's not just...
Stop misusing words.
Seriously, like, if you want to expand your vocab, I'm all for that, but learn how to use the word first. So in the vernacular, the phrase to gaslight refers to the act of undermining another person's reality by denying facts, the environment around them, or their feelings. So it's like, if I told you that charger cable that you're holding does not have an orange bit on it. Yeah. And you're like, but it does. And I'm like, no, it literally doesn't. And then you challenge everything so that the other person then starts questioning
and doubting
and you flip it on them. It's like, I never said that. Yeah. I never said that. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that. But you did. So that's gaslighting. You're trying to change someone's reality. The reality of something.
But it's more, like as you said, and then it's going back and saying that you never did that. Like
that's what I mean. Like saying I never said that. Yeah. That never happened. Yeah. When it very clearly did.
Because you were totally mind-fucking the people is what you did. Totally mind-fucking them.
Yeah. You're denying it. Yeah. So...
And people use that phrase for, like, anyone that disagrees with them.
Yes.
It's not gaslighting because they've disagreed with you
Anyone
or because
like,
they've put you down or... That does not mean that they're gaslighting you.
Like, if someone says, oh, that's not true, that's not gaslighting. That's someone saying that what you're saying is not true.
Yeah. Someone
is not denying a fact that happened.
Yeah.
People need to learn how to use their fucking terms.
Yes, they do, mate. It drives me crazy.
And, like, let's for the listeners at home, all 3 of you... 2 of them are us.
So the other person that listens to us...
we appreciate you.
We do.
We actually really do.
We really do, because, you know...
We're funny, and I want other people to know that we're funny.
Yeah, just join in. Just comment. You know,
comment, like, and subscribe, honestly.
Honestly, do that. We don't know how to put that button on there.
I don't understand how to do anything yet.
Right, but we're trying to learn, okay? Yeah. We're trying to better ourselves and be better people, and...
We're really not.
No, but shh, don't tell them. Don't tell our listener that we're not doing that. We are a listener. We are.
Alright, well, a narcissist is a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So narcissists who think the world revolves around them. Oh, what are the 9 traits of a narcissist? This is not going to tell me. Grandiose sense of self-importance, preoccupation with fantasies of ultimate success, power, brilliance, beauty or ideal love, belief they're special and unique, and can only be understood by or should... Okay, it cuts off and I really don't want to click on it. Basically, not everyone is a narcissist. It's literally someone who has an overinflated sense of self.
Yeah.
Like, to an extreme. It's not
extreme.
It's not just that footballer down at the footy that thinks he's the top shit. He thinks that because he's been told his whole fucking life that he's the best footballer in the world.
Yeah.
So he thinks that he is.
Yeah.
It's not a narcissist.
No. And with a narcissist, isn't it more so like they...
Right,
they will twist things and they will put you in like... Oh, I don't even know what I'm trying to say now. I'm all confused at myself.
So, narcissist is it says here, it's a personality disorder.
Yeah.
So they would use other techniques, other strategies like gaslighting.
Yep.
To further themselves and their own agenda.
Yeah.
So, like, narcissistic personality disorder is found more commonly in men. The cause is unknown but likely involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors. It's a disorder in which a person has an inflated sense of self-importance. Symptoms include an excessive need for admiration, disregard for others' feelings, an inability to handle any criticism, and a sense of entitlement. Oh, disclaimer, the disorder needs to be diagnosed by a professional. Oh, wow.
Wow. Not just...
Who would have guessed? Not just me sitting at the computer. I'm sure I can diagnose you.
Well, we read a thing on Google about, like, psychology, so probably qualified now.
It said it was backed by an MD,
That's
so
right.
I know everything.
We're probably qualified.
Right, back to sociopaths and psychopaths. So sociopaths make it clear they do not care how others feel. They behave in hot-headed and impulsive ways, prone to fits of anger and rage, recognise what they are doing but rationalise their behaviour, cannot maintain a regular work and family life, can form emotional attachments, but it is difficult for a psychopath. This is the difference. They pretend to care. They mask a lot more than sociopaths.
Yeah.
Psychopaths trick you and pretend. Sociopaths are more like, fuck you, I don't care.
Yeah.
They display cold-hearted behaviour, fail to recognise other people's distress, have relationships that are shallow and fake, maintain a normal life as a cover for criminal activity. Not all of them are criminals.
Yeah.
Fail to form genuine emotional attachments, may love people in their own way.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just... The difference is that psychopaths are more...
socially acceptable.
Because they mask.
Yeah.
They put on a little show, put on a little parade.
Whereas
sociopaths don't.
They can't do that.
Alright, well, they have different approaches to violence, it seems. People with antisocial personality disorder often go to extraordinary lengths to manipulate others, whether it be charm, disarm, or frighten, in order to get what they want. And psychopaths do become violent, as in the case of Jeffrey Dahmer. They're just as likely to hurt themselves as others.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't really care about any of this. Self-functioning characteristics. I don't really understand what any of this means. I don't know, I don't really care.
We don't really care about that part.
Let's look up Jeffrey Dahmer.
Who's he?
Don't you know old Jeff? Old Jeffrey Dahmer. He's an American serial killer.
Most of them are.
Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer. I think this might be the one that put people in the wall. Also known as the Milwaukee Cannibal, or the Milwaukee Monster, was an American serial killer and sex offender who committed the murder and dismemberment of 17 men and boys between 1978 and 1991.
Wow.
That's a fair stint.
That is
a fair stint. Many of his later murders involved necrophilia, cannibalism, and the permanent preservation of body parts, typically all or part of the skeleton.
Right.
Nice.
Where did he keep them?
I don't know. One of these lovely, wonderful serial killers, kept people in his wall in his house. I don't know if this was him. This dude literally, normally, you look at him and they look so old and so, from back in the fucking way. This dude died in 1994.
Right.
At the age of 34. I'm assuming cause of death, homicide.
Oh, he was killed.
Someone killed him. Cute. We love that. Love that for whoever
got there. I hope it was one of the victims' families.
So he was sentenced, I don't think it was, because he was sentenced to 941 years in prison. 16 life terms, so I'm assuming someone killed him in prison. 17 victims.
Wow, that's a long ass sentence.
I know. 941 years in prison. I mean, as you should.
See, when he it's a bit rude that he was killed so early on in the piece.
Oh yeah. So he would have only been in jail for a few years. He was killed in 1994. He stopped killing in 1991.
Wow.
Pretty sure that's when he got caught. So he barely served any fucking time at all.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, so he was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, schizotypical personality disorder, and psychotic disorder.
Okay.
Dahmer was found to be legally sane at his trial, so just sane enough to partake in his own defence.
Yeah.
As I've watched enough crime shows, I know what that is.
Yeah.
He might not actually be sane, but he is.
But he's
lucid enough to help in his own defence. Some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not American. I don't know shit.
We just watch CSI.
It's not even CSI, bro.
What is CSI's crime scene investigations?
It has nothing to do with the court at all. I'm talking. I get that fact from SVU.
What's that?
Special Victims Unit.
Special Victims Unit.
Yeah, I get that information from there.
We watch all of them shows.
I know. I am an expert. He was convicted 15 of the 16 murders he had committed in Wisconsin, and was sentenced to. So someone's lying because it says in the chunk of text on Wikipedia that he was sentenced to 15 terms of life in prison. Bloody hell, words are
hard to come by.
Not doing well for me today. But then in the little blurb bit it says he was sentenced to 16. So
get your shit together, lying. Wikipedia.
Someone is lying. Maybe I don't know how to edit Wikipedia, but maybe I'll just edit it. Or can I not? I don't know. This article is semi-protected. Ooh. Okay, that means not everybody can edit it. Fancy.
You have to be special to edit that one.
So yeah, he was sentenced on February 17, 1992. He died in November 28, 1994. So really, not even 3 years in prison.
Yeah, I'm sure his victims' families felt like that was a little bit of injustice.
Yeah, so they're not lying. He was later sentenced to a 16th term for an additional homicide committed in Ohio.
Oh, right.
Good old Ohio. Do we want to learn about his childhood? He had some brothers.
Some
brothers. Oh, I think he had a pretty shit home life or something.
Oh, do you know what we have to talk about one day? The 2 little girls from England that killed I think it was a little boy.
Oh, I think you were telling me that.
It's so sad. And those girls are truly very sick.
Well, they are. When they're like bubbies and they're killing people, it's pretty fucked up.
Oh, it's horrific though. Like, absolutely horrific.
Yeah. Oh. See, this is where I reckon, like, it's got some friggin' nurture in there, not just nature, because Dharma was deprived of attention as an infant.
Yeah.
So, like, from the get-go...
He was starved of...
He was not looked after properly.
No.
His mother was known to be tense, greedy, for both attention and pity from other people, argumentative with her husband and bloody everyone else, apparently. Oh, his dad was at uni while he was a bubby. His mum suffered from depression. Yeah, so his mum was in bed constantly, like, never really around. She attempted suicide. Yeah, from an early age he felt unsure of the solidity of the family, causing extreme tension and numerous arguments between his parents. I don't really care about his fucking home life. Oh, actually, okay, this is it's a bit up there.
Bit out there.
If I read some more, I might know what age he is. But anyway, one time at dinner, during a chicken dinner, good old chicken dinner.
Yeah.
He asked his dad what would happen if chicken bones were placed in bleach. His dad, pleased by what he believed to be his son's scientific curiosity, little did he know, demonstrated how to safely bleach and preserve animal bones. So basically, his dad taught him how to preserve the bones of the people that he was eating. That's fun.
That's disgusting. So you can bleach human bones and they become preserved, obviously.
That's what it's saying. I guess it would have to be like in a certain way.
Wow.
So he began collecting dead animals, including roadkill.
Always starts with the dead animals.
Oh, it always does. It's a literal like stepping stone. If you kill animals,
you're gonna be a killer.
You're gonna be a killer.
It seems to be the case, doesn't it? It seems to be very...
I mean, it doesn't even seem... Like, if you kill animals, you are going to be a killer. That is it. This is my personal opinion. Just clearly facts. Just
clearly. I clearly
know what I'm talking about.
She's clearly a,
I am a psychology major, obviously. Yeah, so he was getting roadkill and dead animals. Doesn't say he was killing any yet. But he would dissect them, bury them beside this little hut he had. He would friggin' parade around the skulls on crosses that he made.
Oh, wow. So that's taking it even a step further.
Yeah, he was curious as to how animals fitted together. He decapitated the carcass of a dog before nailing the body to a tree and impaling the skull upon a stick as a prank. He later invited a friend to view it.
Oh, wow.
That is cute.
You would shit yourself, wouldn't you?
Yeah. That's great. So that's childhood, because it then goes on to adolescence and high school. So he was doing that shit when he was a kid.
Oh, wow.
And he was young.
Young.
He began drinking beer and hard alcohol when he was 14. He would take it to school.
Beer and alcohol.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
He is known to have mentioned to one classmate who inquired why he was drinking scotch in a morning history class that the alcohol he consumed was my medicine. Cute.
My medicine. Wow.
Dahmer discovered he was gay when he reached puberty, didn't tell his parents. Well, at that time, it would have been pretty...
He would have been pretty...
He would have probably
bad.
had more of an issue coming out that he was gay than dissecting fucking animals, which is so fucked.
Yeah.
Honestly. But he began fantasizing about dominating and controlling a completely submissive male partner in his early to mid-teens.
His early to mid-teens. That's what his fantasies are.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty great. The fantasies, like his fantasies, gradually became intertwined with dissection. So it started out as just like...
Dominating.
You know, being the dominating partner, being the dominant one. Then turned into him actually killing people.
Killing them and dissecting them.
Yep. When he was 16, he conceived a fantasy of rendering unconscious a particular male jogger he found attractive, then making sexual use of his body. This was a fantasy.
Yeah.
On one occasion, he concealed himself in the bushes and lay in wait. However, he did not pass by on that particular day.
That was his lucky day.
This was his first attempt to attack someone at 16.
16.
Alright, let's talk about
So he must have been physically...
Oh, yeah.
If he was going to be attacking...
like, you can kind of see in the photo of him before he went to jail.
He was fit.
He was a tall man. He was 6 foot.
6
foot man. Like, I wouldn't
average
say
build.
he's... Yeah, pretty average build. Not like super
Not
slim.
a muscle man.
Muscle man or considerably, like, bulky.
Yeah.
But he's got, you know, broad shoulders.
Yeah.
He's a 6 foot man. Like, he's not small.
No.
He could take you down in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
He could take you down. Yeah, he's a big boy. So his first murder was of Stephen Hicks. 3 weeks after graduating high school. Oh, darling.
Well, at least he waited to graduate high school, I guess.
Yeah, he picked up the hitchhiker, Stephen, who was almost 19, so similar age. Maybe he graduated university or something. I don't know, because it says Dahmer lured the youth to his house.
Unless they're just using that term because they're both youth.
Maybe. 1978. When was he born? I'm forgetting. 1960. Yeah, he was only 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Don't confuse me like this, Wikipedia. Good old Wikipedia. Yeah, so Dahmer invited him back to his house with a promise of a few beers. Dahmer had the house to himself, apparently. The sight, according to Dahmer, the sight of the bare-chested Hicks standing on the roadside stirred his sexual feelings. Although when Hicks began talking about girls, he knew any sexual passes he made would be rebuffed.
Right. So that would have triggered him.
Yeah, Hicks wanted to leave after a few hours of drinking, listening to music, chilling out, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't want him to. So Dahmer bludgeoned him with a 4.5 kilo dumbbell.
As you do.
Yeah. He later stated he struck Hicks twice from behind with the dumbbell as he sat upon a chair. Dahmer strangled him to death. Stripped his clothes off. So there was no necrophilia, but he did masturbate as he stood above the corpse.
Okay.
So a little bit of necrophilia, but not having sex with a dead person.
Yes.
But I think he moves up to then having, like, raping them before killing them.
Oh, before killing them.
Yeah. And then, at the end, he
does both.
Yeah. Has sex with them when they're dead.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, he was in the army. That's not good.
Who was?
Dahmer.
Okay.
So he waited... maybe. Right, so 6 weeks after the murder, Dahmer's father and his fiancée, so I'm guessing Mummy Dearest, died.
Oh, shit.
They discovered Jeffrey living alone. August, so he enrolled in Ohio State University, hoping to major in business. What business? The
Murder?
business of murder.
Murder business.
Moida.
Do.
He received failing grades in Introduction to Anthropology.
Okay.
Cute. So he
was
failed
to
everything.
learn. So anthropology is bones, isn't it?
I
Like,
don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Anthropology.
Pretty sure it's like bones and shit.
This is what's good about having a laptop right here, so I can just Google. Anthropology is the study of what makes us human.
Okay.
Takes a broad approach to understanding the many different aspects of the human experience. How do you turn the brightness down on this thing?
Bones are
That's
in there
better.
though, obviously. So I was partially right
A little bit.
because I'm probably qualified to be an anthropologist too. So
I reckon.
yeah.
Yeah, so he basically failed out of school, I would say.
Yeah, he flunked. Probably pissed him off more.
Yeah, well, he was abusing alcohol for the majority of the term.
Yep.
At OSU.
Mhm. So he didn't really have his head in the right place, did he?
No, unfortunately not.
No.
Right, so his dad paid for him. Dharma dropped out just after 3 months. Wow, he really gave it a good hard crack. He then enlisted in the army because his dad basically told him to.
Yep.
He trained as a medical specialist.
Oh wow.
Wow, we love that. He served in fair few places. He was an average or slightly above average soldier. So for his first year of service, he wasn't that bad of a soldier.
Yeah.
His performance deteriorated because of alcohol abuse again.
Yeah.
He was deemed unsuitable for military service and was discharged. Received an honourable discharge though. The superiors did not believe that any problems he had in the army would be applicable to civilian life. Little did they know.
Little did they know.
He would become a murderer. Well, he already is a murderer. Serial killer. More like, he was a murderer and he was in the army.
Yeah. Like, how does he get through all the... Don't they have to do, like, psychological testing?
I don't think they did back in fucking 1978.
Right. They do now.
Maybe they did. Yeah. You have to do friggin'
You have to do heaps of
crazy
shit to get in there. Well, obviously, he was a good faker.
Yeah. What does this say? Dharma was sent to Fort Jackson. Not sure what that is. I'm assuming something military.
Yeah.
For debriefing and provided with a plane ticket to travel anywhere in the country. Dharma later told police he felt he could not return home to face his father, so he opted to travel to Miami.
Oh, right. Yeah, so this is for, like, after he got honourably discharged.
Yeah.
They sent him...
He was
wherever
tired
he
of the
wanted.
cold and wanted to try and live on his own.
Spread his wings.
He worked in a deli in Miami, rented a room in a nearby motel, spent all of his money on alcohol. He was evicted for non-payment. He initially spent his evenings on the beach as he continued to work at the sandwich shop until calling his dad.
Is this where does he sell the meat in the sandwich shop?
I don't think.
Is that him?
He hasn't killed anybody in Miami. He hasn't killed anybody since his first murder. And he's going home to his dad.
Alright, there's someone that sells somebody's body in a friggin' meat thing.
Well, it's not Dharma.
Ugh.
Although Dharma is pretty fucked up. He went home to Ohio. He was arrested for drunken disorderly. I really don't care about this. I want to know about...
Like, interesting parts.
I want to know about when he friggin' kills people again. He got a job as a phlebotomist. I don't know what that is. At the Milwaukee Blood Plasma Center. You should let him around people. Like, fuck me.
Get him away from the blood.
He lived upon money his grandma gave him. That's cute.
Good old Grams.
Oh, he got arrested for indecent exposure.
Dirty little pervert.
Exposed himself to 25 people, including women and children, at a state park. Oh my goodness, he was convicted and fined $50.
He was fined $50.
Yeah. He had to pay $50. And that's it. Well, plus court costs, but like he was literally fined $50. He was. I don't care about where he worked. I don't fucking care. Kept having freaking fantasies about people.
Yeah.
So
this is obviously over the span of a few years we're going here. Like, so he was...
Yeah, so he started... This is now in 1985.
So he was...
He's only killed one person since 1978. So he really...
So when his crime scene spree takes off, it takes off.
Yeah.
He killed, like, how many? 17?
16.
16.
Yeah, he killed 15 people in a short amount of time.
Right.
So, yeah, he really, like, must have been holding back for a long fucking time and then just went
sick.
Rampant.
Wow.
He started going to gay bars and gay bathhouses.
Yep.
He stole a male mannequin from a store.
As you do. As you do.
Oh, he was living with his grandma, it seems.
Right. Living with Nan.
Oh, Nana. He was using it for sexual stimulation until his grandma discovered it.
Oh, that was embarrassing.
And demanded he discarded of it. He frequented the bathhouses, described it as a relaxing place. But during his sexual encounters, he became frustrated at his partners moving during the act. He wanted them dead.
He wanted them dead.
Yeah.
Like mannequins.
Yeah. I trained myself to view people as objects of pleasure instead of as people.
Wow.
Yeah. So, from beginning in June 1986, he administered sleeping pills to his partner, gave them liquor laced with the sedatives.
So they were asleep?
Yeah. He waited until they were asleep before he fucking raped them.
Oh, dear.
He was freaking lying to doctors so he could get the sleeping pills.
Yeah. So there was no sexual abuse in his childhood, was there? It was just
neglect.
Neglect and a shitty home life.
Yeah. I don't know, there might have been that he doesn't talk about if he's fucking gay.
Yeah.
Like, if he even presented it like that to his old-timey dad. Yeah. You never know what he could have done.
Yeah, exactly.
And that he might just not have talked about. He got kicked out of the bathhouses because he was doing that sort of shit there, so... Went to hotel rooms. Okay. He read a report in a newspaper regarding the upcoming funeral of an 18-year-old male. He conceived the idea of stealing the freshly interred corpse and taking it home. He attempted to dig up the coffin from the ground, but found the soil too hard and abandoned the plan.
Fucking hell.
He masturbated in the presence of two 12-year-old boys as he stood at a river. Cute.
Not cool,
Fair
mate.
enough.
Not cool.
When does he start actually fucking killing people again?
He's got a long profile.
It's fucking huge. Do you see where the fucking thing is? Do you see how high up that is?
Wow.
He's fucking huge.
Who wrote all that?
I don't know. Someone with a lot of time on their hands.
Obviously.
Oh, here he goes. He murdered someone else. Okay. At the time, residing with his grandmother, he encountered a 25-year-old man from, not even going to say it, in Michigan somewhere.
Right.
Toomey, at a bar. Persuaded him to return to the hotel in Milwaukee. Dahmer rented the room for the evening. He had no intention of murdering him at first, but intended to drug him and do what he does.
Yep.
Following morning, Dahmer awoke to find Toomey lying beneath him on the bed, his chest crushed in and black and blue with bruises. Blood was also seeping from the corner of his mouth. And Dahmer's fists and one forearm were extensively bruised. Dahmer stated that he had no memory of killing him. could not believe that this had happened. Disposed of the body, purchased a big-ass suitcase. He transported it to his grandma's house.
The body to Nan's?
Yeah. 1 week later, he severed the head, arms, and legs from the torso. Filleted the bones from the body.
Wow.
Cut the flesh into pieces, small enough to handle. He just wrapped that shit up.
At Nana's?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
It only took him 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. That's a quick dismemberment.
Yeah. Well, he pounded them into splinters with a sledgehammer. Put everything into a fucking bag and just whacked it until it was like...
Splinters?
Yeah, and then just put it in the bin.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty
He
fast.
retained the victim's head for 2 weeks, wrapped in a blanket. Yeah.
It would have started to smell.
He boiled the head in a mixture of Soilex, industrial detergent, and bleach to try and retain the skull.
The fuck?
Which he then used as a stimulus for masturbation. Cute.
Oh, of course he did.
The skull got too brittle for him, so he had to chuck it. Alright, so that was in 87.
Right.
So really, that's a 4-year time period.
Yeah.
Between then when he gets fucking caught.
Yeah.
And it's nearly 10 years since the first. That's a real big cooling off period, bro.
Sure is.
Right, yes. So he started luring people to his home. With an offer of $50 to pose for nude pictures.
Right. The old nude pictures.
Yeah. He encountered a 14-year-old Native American male prostitute named James. The pair engaged in sexual activity before Dharma drugged him and strangled him on the floor of the cellar at old Nana's house, I think.
Bloody poor Nan.
Yeah, mate. Poor Nan. Poor fucking Nan. Left the body in the cellar for a week.
Oh, wow.
Before dismembering it in the same way as Toomey. He got rid of the skull. Oh no, he kept the skull. Of course he did.
Like, where is Nan in this house? Like, she's not hearing no banging or...
She must be pretty fucking old, honestly.
She doesn't go down the cellar.
Yep, he meets another guy, pays him to come hang out with him, drugs him with sleeping pills, strangled him with a leather strap, then performed oral sex upon the corpse. Okay. Right.
That would have been interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Lured another man after giving the victim drugged coffee. Both he and the intended victim heard Dharma's grandmother call. Is that you, Jeff? Oh. He tried to pretend that he was alone because Grandma was home. Grandma was hanging out. He tried to pretend he was alone, but she did in fact know that he was not alone. So Dharma didn't kill this bloke.
Because Nan knew that someone was down there.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, Nan. If you had been more on the ball...
Yeah, he waited until he'd become unconscious and then took him to the hospital. So, in September 1988, Grandma asked him to move out because of his drinking and the young men at her house.
Yeah.
The foul smell occasionally emanating from both the basement and the garage is why she kicked him out. She never seemed to investigate. Found a 1-bedroom apartment. Moved in.
And that's when it got bad.
He was arrested for drugging and sexually fondling a 13-year-old boy 2 days after he moved in.
Wow.
Father hired an attorney. Underwent psychological evaluations prior to hearing. He had deep feelings of alienation. Yeah, as he would. He was an impulsive individual, suspicious of others, dismayed by his lack of accomplishments in life. His probation officer would also reference a 1987 diagnosis, suffering the psychoid? I don't know what that says. For court, stating some disorder he was often diagnosed with.
Yeah.
For court, so 19... Oh, mate, this all happened so fucking quick. Because 89, he pleads guilty to the charges.
And what year were we in?
We're in 89. He stops killing people in 91.
Okay, so it's 2 years and he's going to do like 10 people or more.
More. He's killed 4 or 5, I reckon. Something around there. He was sentenced to 5 years probation and 1 year in the House of Corrections, with work release permitted in order to be able to keep his job. Also required to register as a sex offender. Alright. So the 1990 killing. So literally within a year. He took someone's fucking mummified head and genitals with him. Who is that? I don't remember hearing about no fucking...
Mummified head and genitals?
No. He said he took Sears, like the person's name is Sears, took his... Okay, hang on, I found it. Okay. Yes, so he murdered his 5th victim in 89.
Yep.
24-year-old, named Anthony Sears.
Right.
He met it at a gay bar. He was not looking to commit a crime, apparently. But before closing time, Sears just started talking to me. Dharma lured Sears to his grandmother's house, so back at grandma's. Dharma strangled Sears again. Placed the corpse in grandma's bathtub, where he decapitated the body before attempting to flay the corpse. Not really sure what that means, but anyway.
Just like fillet it, like take the flesh off the bone.
Yeah, well, he stripped the flesh from the body and pulverised the bones, which he again disposed of in the rubbish.
Wow.
He found Sears exceptionally attractive. He was his first victim from whom he permanently retained any body parts. He preserved Sears' head and genitalia in acetone. He stored them in a wooden box, which he later placed in his work locker.
Wow.
When he moved to a new address the following year, he took the remains. Okay, so now we're all caught up.
We're caught up now. We know what's
All
going
right.
on.
Within 1 week of moving into a new apartment, Dharma had killed his 6th victim. So he literally kills 11 people in a year.
Fucking hell.
Good old Raymond Smith. He was 32. He was a prostitute. Dharma lured him to an apartment with the promise of $50. Gave him a drink. Yeah, same old.
Same old ammo.
Same old. Dharma purchased a Polaroid camera. Took several pictures of Smith's body. So he kept him for a day.
So now he's doing trophies and photos as memorabilia. Yep.
Yeah, so he kept him for a day, took some photos of him. Really lovely positions, apparently. Dismembered him in the bath. Boiled his legs and arms and all that sort of shit.
Oh my goodness.
Ugh. Spray painted his skull. He spray painted his skull.
Right. Well, this guy's next level.
Yeah. So he's on to his next fucking person a week later. Oh, so Dharma ingests a drink with sedatives intended for his guest.
Ah.
Oh, the guest had stolen from him. Didn't report it, obviously. Because how could he?
Yeah.
Mate, he fucking kills everybody. He literally, when was he caught? So he killed kids too.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Like a 14-year-old boy.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Poor kid.
It seems like it's just anybody that he can get. Like, there's just literally anybody he can get his hands on.
Yeah. And he was just fucking killing people in his one-bedroom apartment and just leaving them there.
That's so frightening.
He drilled a hole into this fucking 14-year-old kid's head, and he injected hydrochloric acid into the frontal lobe.
What, when the kid was awake? Alive?
Yeah, he gave him sleeping pills and then fucking drilled into his head. Just fucking injected him with hydrochloric acid.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. The kid became unconscious, so Dharma just drank several beers lying alongside him, and then left to go drink at a bar. Yeah.
Sick.
He found
bastard.
the kid sitting naked on the corner of 25th and State in the morning hours of the next day.
So he didn't die?
No. 3 women stopped, so he tried to take him home again, but 3 women were surrounding the poor boy and wouldn't let Dharma take him, so he's like, oh, this is my mate, you know, I'm going to take him home. And they're like, no, you're not, we've called there.
Oh, so is this how he comes undone? Is this maybe where he gets caught?
Maybe.
Because a kid, if his brain's not completely mush, might recall.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. He had blood all over him, all over his genitals, and he's bleeding from his poor bum.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Yeah. So it looks like, alright, hang on. So 3 women were exasperated, and when one of the trio attempted to indicate to one of the officers, both of whom had observed no injuries beyond a scrape to the kid's knee and believed him to be intoxicated, so they told him about the blood everywhere and whatever.
Yeah.
The officer told her to shut up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I just want like a synopsis of this. Like, freaking. The incident was listed by officers as a domestic dispute.
With the kid?
Yeah. Dharma said that, like,
That
he was his boyfriend.
He's a fucking child.
Or something like that, yeah. Yeah, he said that they were lovers.
Oh, wow.
Hang on. He took people to his apartment. What the fuck? He escorted... Yeah, the cops escorted Dharma and the kid home to Dharma's apartment.
With all the dead bodies in it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they failed miserably?
Yeah.
Is this when they caught him, or...?
No, because the fucking police are like... Didn't smell anything. One officer was like, oh, there's a bit of a strange scent.
It's maybe the 40 fucking corpses lying in his room?
The police officer was like, noted a strange scent reminiscent of excrement inside the apartment. This odour emanated from the decomposing body of Hughes, a different victim.
Aww. So he'll be feeling invincible now. Like, the cops have just been there. He just got this kid back that he's been abusing. Nobody said anything. The cops actually helped him get the kid back. He'll be feeling like totally invincible.